the volume in the knowledge as per the knowledge of the researcher will increase manifold. And along with this research, he will be able to lead us many blanks to be covered in the subsequent research. Now, the topic basically deals with leveraging the power of, or with the power of AI, how do we intensify our research leading to 99.99 accuracy. The data are facts. Already most of us research scholars are dealing with chat GPT linked with Excel, chat GPT linked with WhatsApp. And we've also seen in the Excel the pivot sheet for prowess. Having stated this, what is therefore the hybrid research? It combines different methodologies. It may be survey, it may be questionnaire, it may be observation, it may be machine readings, or disciplines. Disciplines may be electrical engineering to social sciences, to history, to fine arts, to solve problems of mind, of research. And in turn, the output we get is a qualitative and accurate research output leading to innovative solutions. All of you are aware, with the help of robotics, we've landed with drones delivering the missiles in the enemy area. We've also seen how these trouser exchanges are replaced by the electronic private automatic branch exchanges with their state-of-art technologies. Now, all these things have element. There is a gun that has come up in which gunner has to do nothing. The 100 kg shell is mounted through a robot on the armature, and the firing is also done automatically. Whereas the individuals take 20 minutes to load 8 barrels or missiles, here it takes 1 minute, and to fire those missiles, another 1 minute. So this is where the artificial intelligence is assisting the humanity. And this assistance is periodic, time-bound. If a missile is supposed to hit the target at 9:23 a.m., it is bound to hit using the fly-by-wire technology at 9:23 a.m. Having stated this, we'll see how traditional methods were during our times. And it was mighty problematic for us to gather firstly so many inputs, then to have the data sorted, collate the data, and finally come out with our beliefs or patterns or symbolic outcomes. Traditional survey, there is one survey method. You send out surveys. Today it is electronicized. You have the monkeysurvey.com free software available to you. And if you see that it is also powered by a bit of AI nowadays, then you must have seen the traditional medical plan employed for senior citizen, e-Sehat. It also has, and I'll be discussing in a case study, how to have MRIs, MRS, and the X-rays digitized firstly, and then stored, and finally used it by the AI for computing the medical output. Second operation was the interview. You have an interviewer questionnaire. You conduct the interviews and fill in the unstructured data, make it structured, and come out with your observations. Now, these observations, if you see, I've read it out in a matter of a few minutes, but it used to take at least 2 months to 3 months. Here, I have also omitted what is known as bibliography. Gone are the days we used to have bibliography, but modern researchers has bibliography. In my second research, both of my research have been slightly artificial intelligence linked. The first was how to accelerate the software using neural networks. Second was e-governance in India and its benchmarking. Now, having stated this, the observation that we get is mind-boggling. It took me 3 months to compile these surveys, then conduct interviews, and finally the outcome. And that outcome also has to be somewhere proven, QED. That is what traditional methods are. After this, then the experiment is to be done. Like in e-governance, I went to the site irctc.co.in to see whether the e-governance is functional truthfully or not. There have been failures. Earlier, you cannot book a ticket throughout the 24 hours. Now you can book 24 hours except for a few hours in the night for maintenance. Then we, from the bibliography, etc., we used to have case studies. These days, on the AI chatbot, you just say bibliography for, let us say anything, Ramayana, and you will get tons and tons volumes of data depicting various books, which you can use as a reference point or a linking point. Then case studies. This what we'll be seeing shortly, a medical case study that I got from the AI chatbot. It is pertaining to a case study of medical. Then the content analysis. There were so many. Forget the grammatical error, especially for us like technical guys. Technical errors were these days. Let me tell you the technology where it has come to. Plane is flying in the air. It develops a defect. With the help of dual twin technology, we have the AI image of it in the laboratory, on the ground, in the workshop. And from there, the technician rectifies the fault while the aeroplane is flying uninterrupted in the air. This is the state of research that we have come to. And as time passes, it will be indigo generation research. You'll have all the hues and colors of research not exceeding 6 months, irrespective of how hard the topic is. Now, how artificial intelligence is used in research. You have data interpretation, data analysis, and interpretation. Now, here, data analysis is automatically done. Most of you are thorough with the Python or why not even the machine language. There are some redundancies in case the same data is appearing, so you create. Then during our time, we used to have the adaptive delta mux equipment, where the peak figures were only counted and the difference in the subsequent impulse, was taken into account for the edit. Now, all these techniques have been amalgamated into artificial intelligence, and you have research based on data analysis through artificial intelligence. Interpretation is also done by the artificial intelligence. They have their models. I'll be discussing a few. And your input data is analyzed based on some perfection, and you get a concrete output for your research. Automation of repeated tasks. Now, this is prevented here. You may have observed repetition. Every Sunday is a holiday. So now these one spot is detected, data is there, and every data is interpreted by the AI, and it is accounted for in the output. Now, here, more complex and creative aspects of the data are taken into accounted for. In our research, in our olden times, we used to omit certain data. Let us say, in my management research, I have the e-governance in India. That time, rural was not using e-governance like these days today. So what we had done was we have kept the rural side apart. Now here it is truth and authenticated data, rural, urban, irrespective of the caste, color, creed, etc. And artificial intelligence is doing a human service in the area of research. Predictive modeling and simulation. Those of you who have attempted the pilot aptitude basic test, During our time, it was a mechanical test. And pilot aptitude basic test happens once. For the first time, to use the simulation model was Professor APJ Kalam. He pioneered the artificial intelligence based pilot aptitude basic test. It happens only once if you want interested in joining as a pilot in the defense services. It happens once in your lifetime. If you fail, you cannot subsequently appear for pilot aptitude. Now, this modeling and simulation, a cockpit was simulated by APJ Kalam sir, and the controls were inbuilt, the joystick, etc., everything embedded. It was a perfect simulation of a cockpit and the plane flying with whatever pressures it has at certain heights. Now, the pilot is tested. He knows what are the modes. He knows what is the pressure, what are his surrounding temperatures, pressures, and what are the natural amphibians allied with the atmosphere. Now, earlier it was not possible. We used to have a machine. Usme we used to have this joystick, and we used to just like in mobile, we are having this car racing. So, first time for the in the history of Indian with AI research embedded, it was the predictive modeling and simulation of a cockpit by Professor APJ Kalam along with the DRDO scientist. It is still being used, and improvement is there in dime a dozen because of the technology changing super fast. Like again, technology, since I was in the core of signal communication, we used to have those Gumao type of telephones, known as Stouger exchanges. Stouger. You dial 5321, so the lever will move to 5. It will climb to third position, and from the third position, it will read the one disk. Whosoever is having 531 will get the ring. As time passed, as the technology improved, as the artificial intelligence swing in, we now have the electronic private automatic branch exchange. You dial a code, you want to get up at 500 hours in the morning, and it will give you an alarm automatically without the help of CSBOs, civilian switchboard operators. EPABX, and these EPABX are the first time STD, PCM, TDM based technology. I was commanding Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Odisha area. That time, Jharkhand was not a separate state. We launched and we pioneered this launch. I headed the team of my signalers to have 16 electronic private automatic branch exchanges imported from Okai, Germany. Oh, sorry, Japan. Their technology came in, and then India indigenized the transfer technology, and we now use it in India in 100% of the army exchanges or the civilian exchanges were. The civil exchanges E10B, which is again STD, PCM, TDM based. So this is how, if the electronic exchange works so fast, you can imagine the artificial intelligence prowess. Research from 3 years, 5 IITs have 5 years minimum by rukna hai and pseudo intellectual giants ki tarah karna hai. I'm from Bits Pilani, let me tell you very clearly. There two things which I horizontal as well vertical movement is there, and this should be open to each and every student of India. How horizontal? I am doing electronic engineering simultaneously. If I have the guts, if I have the power, I'll do chemical engineering, I'll do arts, I'll do MMS, Master Management Sciences. This is horizontal movement. I have to complete those units. Vertical, if I'm capable of doing BTech, MTech in a matter of 5 years, why not? So this scaling is automatic in artificial intelligence. You need not bother about scaling. Utne units karne, and accordingly the program, if you see, if you've been to Bits Pilani, it is the program is choose your own timetable, choose your own teacher. You have to fill in all your details, and automatically with the help of artificial intelligence, the timetable comes out. Like I was an athlete, so my gym was compulsory. I used to get up late, no doubt. So I could not take the classes starting from 8. I made my timetable from 10 to evening 5 o'clock. those who got up early from 8 to 4 or whatever. And let us say I like teacher X. So I use that teacher X in the blank and automatically my program will be generated. This is the power of AI in education. The earlier was the power of AI in communication. Then optimization and decision support. Machine learning, optimization algorithm are automatically made or developed using AI. And we were wrong, but these machines are so good. Again, we made these machines, but there will not be any scope of error. There will not be any scope of tiredness. There will not be any scope of mental haze. There will not be any scope of laziness. These machines are active 24 by 7, whereas in research, you tend to become lazy. Here, no. Paper writing, why not? AI is the best thing to have paper writing. Take your views, put it in your words or whatever language it is, and then have a published paper. Let it be checked by plagiarism of IEEE, anything. Nothing to beat that. So you can imagine the facility AI is creating in research, and all these old steps of research are bound to be obviated. They'll be deleted. And there you are with a new set of predictive modeling, simulation, optimization, decision support. We were talking about data analytics. How to collect or encompass the data. First is this machine learning. Well, if you use the pivot table, you can imagine crores of data is within a fraction of second. It is, and in case you use the Chat GPT Excel, you will see the number of the dimensions of the output that you can generate. Bearing, different sizes, different strength, cement, different sizes, different strength, different structures. All these through machine learning and creating AI models. NLP, of course, is basically natural language processing. It is a computer task. I am a friend of Dr. Rajiv Sangal, who was IIT Kanpur director. Then he went as IT BHU. Now he's with the UJC. Now he's into social work also. So natural language processing, India was the first one to start it. We converted English to Sanskrit, Sanskrit to Hindi, Hindi to Telugu, so many. Natural language processing. Now, this natural language processing, I will tell you in Meghalaya, where natural disasters are so many. And language speaking, then Meghalaya has three languages, Khasi, Garo, and Jantia. So you shout in that danger situation. It may be Khasi, it may be Garo, Jantia, it may be Hindi, English. I am Roger, मैं फंस गया हूं, or Khasi language, etc. Whatever. The machines, AI-based machines, decipher into English or machine language, and accordingly, the disaster management force is directed to be at this particular spot. So, natural language processing is an important part where active research is involved. You are acting one-to-one, like in remote telemedicine. The patient is in Canada. The doctor is operating in India, All India Institute of Medical Sciences. And if you've been, most of you are from BIT, Misra, Ranchi and all that. When I was the advisor to the Government of Jharkhand, Higher and Technical Education, the first aims happened to be within our purview. We carried out the transformation of Government Medical College to All India Institute of Medical Science and Mines Institute into IIT. And there these telemedicines are available. In fact, to tell you very frankly, AI research is mostly helpful to the doctors. And there is a vacancy in All India Institute of Medical Sciences for one who's MTech in computer science and also MBBS or MD. And there are each All India Institute of Medical Sciences has one vacancy for that. Computer vision. computer vision, the amount your vision is there, it is highly intensified. आप accreditation committee में जाते हैं, you have preamble, program outcome, course outcome, put it in your AI chat box and have a good vision. It will give you suggested 4 vision. Take one of them. Who stops you? I was director with the Graphic Era Institute of Technology. We had a tough time in finalizing the learning outcomes. So difficult it was. Managing director Dr. Ghanshala telling something, I telling something, our director general Dr. Tiwari, one of the ace in the Dehradun education circle. He was the last Vice-Chancellor of Awadh University, first Vice-Chancellor of Uttarakhand. Then so many visions coming in. What to sort out? Here you have so many. Your board of governors takes cognizance of all those visions, and it finally finds out one vision that is suitable for that particular college, university, anything. Pattern recognition. Where this things plays important part is radar and in medical. Pattern recognition, you must have seen X-rays, MRIs. Each patient has his own X-ray or MRIs or MRS, and how to now infer every time you see this patient, that patient, that patient. So in your data mining, you have X-rays, images, etc. of various patients stored in the software, and this software sieves, जैसे हम आटा छानते हैं, it sieves the images, and finally it comes down to let us say bone cancer. There may be 1,000 lakhs. E-Sehat is another good example of AI research in medical domain. It has so many lakhs of what you call old people, X-rays, images stored in their data. Let us say asthma, you never know it is fibrosis, you never know what it is. So it infers from the way X-ray or MRI or the what you call allergies that you have, it spins and then it gives you the outcome that likely this is suspected. But that likely is only one, not 2, 3. There are no choices. There are no multi-choice answers here. So this is as far as data acquisition in the AI domain is concerned. Now, what are the optimizers techniques? Here I'm just giving you an overview because AI research will be very difficult in this 60 or 70 minutes matter. Now, optimization techniques. How do you optimize? You just have to have the data. The artificial intelligence, with the help of its software, will automatically optimize and will give you some of the technique that is convenient for your research. The gradient descent technique, iterative or repetitive, which you have a common slope, like in shares, it happens, sometimes rising and sometimes. So they have certain y is equal to something or m is equal to y upon x and all that. They have a gradient descent iterative, which is a repetitive pattern, and they study that. Most of you must be reading your reels or seeing your reels or listening to some VIPs. AI-based shares market. Now, what is that? That is all AI-based. You never lose. In fact, your graph, the moment it comes out to above the gradient, it will tell you hit or buy. You buy and you get and the amount invested is 26,000. Be it Amitabh Bachchan or be the Infosys chairman, everyone, be it my what you call Parashkar, they are all genius and multimillionaires in AI-based share market, and it's doing. Though it may be Bitcoin, it may be, but Indian government is silent on this, and hence most of us are utilizing the benefit of AI-based share market. Then this is basically stat. I have omitted the stat gradient descent. Now this is what? This is based on the difference. If you recollect, those of you who are electronic engineer, adaptive delta modulation, where we seek the last peak and we just set the delta, the difference of the peaks, and then again we make a slope of that peaks. I will again tell you, in our times, we used to have this ACT, apparatus carrier telephony, one wire. However, in one wire, we used to, four of us could speak simultaneously from this end to that. It was known as ACT 1 plus 4. So, four channels here on a single wire, four channels there, switchboard, and then four telephones. Here also switchboard, four telephones. Then came the adaptive delta mux, different speaks. Now it has one wire, plus it had more than 16 to 64 speakers either side. So this is that gradient descent. It is automatic these days. You're not in the line, and lakhs or crores of people can speak simultaneously to each other. And where, again, I'll quote my personal example. I was in Siachen. Siachen, the temperature, minus 40, minus 30, minus 20 is the normal temperature over there, minus 20, minus 12. Sometimes it is 12 also, May, June. But otherwise, in the harshest of winter, it is minus 60, minus 40, minus 56. Dras also. So there, since I am from the Corps of Signals, there is a thing which is known as line maintenance. All of you, those who are doing electrical engineering, must understand, we regulate the line from one pole to the other pole. You allow a different sag. Now, in this cold temperature, the line snaps off. The lineman of a forge goes in this minus harsh temperatures of minus 40 to minus 60 day and night to go and maintain the line. He climbs using his ladder and then regulates a new wire. Let us say in view of excessive cold, the wire freezes. It snaps from its bearing, insulator. And you have lots of linemen have lost their vision, lost their eyes while regulating, because the wire snaps, with it, it carries off the eye of the lineman. So these were the things when they're physically doing. Now here, engine is flying at a height of 30,000, 20,000 feet. And here, a lab technician sitting in the lab, air conditioned, has the entire plane embedded through AI on his workshop computer and repairs the fault. Fault diagnosis is done also using AI, and the plane flying is rectified. The defect is rectified without the knowledge of the passengers. So this is the thing which is happening using AI. Mini batch gradient. Here you have samples of batches, one from India, one from Nepal, third from Maldives, other from USA, and you see their habitat. And based on the habitat, the AI stores in its thing. Let us say if USA chap travels to India, what will be his idiosyncrasies? What will he require? Indian travels to USA, what are his things and how he can be served with in that country or this country? And travel industry is taking a big advantage of this AI research. Newton method maximum. Now, this most of us, we know how we find out the maximum minimum point of a curve, second order derivatives, dy upon dx, and again dy, d square y by dx squared. So max and minimum is done automatically. You need not take a pen, pencil, and despite pen, pencil, and your brain, you still land up with errors. Genetic algorithm, automatically generated and automatically generated with the data that you have supplied and which is a factual data. Even if you see pivot table, etc., they also carry volume. But in pivot table, since the data generation is physical, you may land up with some errors. However, there is no error. It is foolproof. All these algorithms which are coming from the artificial intelligence software. Now, simulated annealing. What is annealing? I'm from Bits Pilani. Bits Pilani is basically a desert. Temperatures in the day 40 degree, 30 degree. Temperatures in the night -2, -3, -4. And how do we prepare a steel? We take the iron to 1200 degrees centigrade in a cupola, make it come down at a normal temperature 30, 40 degrees Celsius, jo bhi hai. Again heat it, again melt it, lower the temperature. So the iron becomes tough, it becomes steel. All these data, all these inputs which are fed into the AI are being tested, and every research done on these data leaves that data foolproof. Annealing is a continuous practice of strengthening your data, strengthening your outcome. Particle swarm based optimistic. Now, this optimization technique, this technique is like herds, similar to batch gradient. You must have seen, we see insects or we even see birds coming to various places once a year, twice a year. These are also recorded for for a natural scientist to study the birds, paleontology, whatever you call it, I don't know. But it is a separate science altogether. All these things are possible through artificial intelligence. Again, I'm an athlete also. Carl Lewis or whosoever, what they are doing in the gym, they are running with their electrodes. One electrode in the heel, one electrode in the calf muscle, one electrode in the guts, one electrode in the hearts. There may be 2, 3, 4 electrodes, one electrode in the brain, and then they are given to churn a speed 40 degrees, 60 degrees, and various poses. Take-off position, pull position, and end position, or that is known as bracing in athletics. Neeraj Chopra. What is his angle of throw of javelin? Parabolic equation. Most of us have learned it while doing physics in 10th or 12th. Now he should mount the javelin, which is now steel javelin, at an angle of 30, 30 degrees. Then what is his height? I had hammer throw as my main event in athletics. I knew I will not be able to defeat this guy, Vikram Singh. He was hammer throw champion, who played Bhim in Mahabharata. Praveen Kumar. My height was short. So I gave up hammer throw. I took to weightlifting. Against the gravity, pulling mv square by r is good than to fight a 6 feet 4 inches competitor against you, where the height plays a massive advantage. Your height 3 inches more will land you around 10 to 30 feet more than your competitor. So now all these studies the coach is doing. Have you seen that girl who's not having the hands and she's splitting the arc using the bow, using those optimization techniques? Her coach, again, a lady coach has devised. All these techniques were not possible during our times. But these days, a man clocking 9.8, 9.7 seconds is no joke. He's put into lots of artificial intelligence based equipment, and these equipment devise a program, just like I told you how our timetable is being devised in Bits Pilani. The same thing, their schedules are. Now, again, I'll take to weightlifting. We used to do 2-3 लोग खड़े हो जाते थे 120 किलोग्राम लेके जर्क करो एंड गिर जाए तो 4 इधर 4 उधर बताते. No longer. Loading these days is artificial intelligence based. If I cannot do, my system will give me an output that 120 kilogram load for the coach is not possible. He should lower down. And then again, he should see at the system software whether Rakesh can lift that particular amount. So research is everywhere. Research is in every domain. This Rajiv Sangal, he started triple IT at the hest of Chandrababu Naidu in Hyderabad, and his address is 1 Gachibowli. Hyderabad. So he spoke to the research scholars, and then he says, "You want to do research in computer science, and you are a pandit or you are a priest. Go ahead, full blast." Because even a priest these days must be adept or skilled in computers. He allowed, this is known as cross boundary research and all that. And even Shobit University allows. So you need not have any particular, let us say in our time, it was only engineers going for research in engineering. You cannot expect an engineer to go for research in Sanskrit, but I can. I can research in Premchand in Hindi. I can research Jai Shankar Prasad in Hindi literature. These days, everything is available to me. So there is no such distinct, and even IITs for that matter, in their education policy, they are planning to have general engineering as the undergraduate level, at undergraduate level. Because tell me which branch of engineering is without computers? Power system with computers. Mechanical is all computer aided. It is a CAD, CAM, CAI, whatever you call it. You come to electronics, it is computer modeling, simulation. You come to civil engineering, that total station is entirely computer based. Or tell me which engineering is without power. Tell me which engineering is without sensors, without electronics. So these days, IIT is coming out with a model to have general engineering at an undergraduate level and finally branch off at the postgraduate. When it will come, I don't know, but it is in the consideration of Indian educationists at higher level, at UGC level based. Having stated this, we move on to the how AI in research is being used. Knowledge discovery. Like when I'll discuss the case study, I never knew how AI is being used in medical science. Let us say you are discussing dual tin technology. In the chat GTV, please tell me what dual technology is, and they'll come out with a fine answer. Use those information, discovery for your synthesis, for your conjugation, for your inferences, relevant literature. हमारे जो professors guide होते थे, they used to rag us. And here Amir is there. In front of Amir, I used to tell, gentlemen, don't rag the juniors. In case you have the guts, rag me. And believe me, he will tell you about my prowess in Graphic Era Institute of Technology. And there also we came out with a zero factor. Again, I tell you, it all happened because of computers or artificial intelligence, whatever you call it. You know, when I was in a convent, St. Anselm's Asmer, my father told me all of us are gifted by God. It is wise people who open their gift. Let us say you are not gifted with computer and you take to computer. You will prove to be a raddi in computer. So, having stated this, you have so abundant knowledge in AI. You may not know the subject. But here, let us say I want to write a poem. I may not be a poet. You take the help of AI, it will come out with a beautiful poem. The Cadbury's has started a favorite song. Recollect that advertisement in which you give your characteristics of the boy or girl, what are his or her qualities, along with her picture, and they fabricate with the help of AI a beautiful birthday greeting. Then, second in research is medicine and healthcare. This shall be the main, because as we advance, lots of disease overtake us. COVID-1, COVID-2, COVID-3, Padani V1 and all that. Now, each time the what symptoms are different. Personalized medicine and healthcare, I'll be showing you a diagram also if possible. So all this in medicine and healthcare, telemedicine. Very helpful. Earlier, Meghalaya, those seven sisters, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, they never had these state-of-art medical care. But now, if you go to Shillong, if you go to anywhere in Northeast, state-of-art healthcare is there. Forget the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, etc. You have a telemedicine specialist sitting in Delhi in All India Institute of Medical Sciences or good hospitals, helping them, helping the patient in remote areas. And the latest to have this are the drone-based medical delivery. With the help of AI research, the medical prescription is generated. eSehat also has this generation of medical prescription. Now, this drone is charged with that medical and it flies to the destination to deliver that medicine in the balcony of the patient. So, this is where AI research has moved to, or AI is helping us in more ways than one. Now, with this, I think just let me go through. With this, we'll discuss the case study. Now, this research team is in the field of healthcare, doctors. And firstly, they had a problem in storing medical images like X-rays, MRIs, MRS, CAT scan, everything. Now they have developed terabyte, picobyte, whatever you call it, data banks of various X-rays. Again, cascaded disease-wise, malaria, pneumonia, COVID, cancer, lungs problem, etc., etc., bones. So all these data embedded into the AI software is available for the doctor to what happens in PGI Chandigarh, what happens in All India Institute of Medical Sciences. A patient with a difficult disease comes in, 3-4 doctor consult, and they come out with some without any data of the background. Here you have data at your backup with the symptoms of the patient. You input the symptoms and you will come out with suggestive diseases, hardly confined to one or two, not more than two. The primary aim of the research was to have this AI powered medical system delivering accurately to the patient without any abnormalities and thereby minimizing the burden of the healthcare professionals. You can imagine the respite that the doctors or the specialists must have got. And these days, you are aware, all of us are aware, private hospitals are like management guys. They give a specialist a target. 1 crore देना है तेरे को, तो तेरी तनख्वाह मिलेगी, नहीं तो नहीं. And believe me, all of these hospitals are taking the advantage of AI research and they are helping or leveraging the patients by carrying out proper diagnosis and giving them the appropriate treatment. You must have seen, you must have read also the operation with NHS in UK being conducted in Delhi of a cricketer like Tendulkar. So this is what the advantage of AI-based telemedicine research is. Sitting somewhere, kilometers apart, you take the flight charges, etc., you'll come down, it will be more expensive. Now, see, these are the various things that happen. You have the epidemic data. That is, what are his symptoms like? Then you have the clinical data, what medicines the patient has received. Then paraclinical, what are his heartbeat, etc., etc. And finally, performance, whether he improved in a matter of month or 2 months or a week or so. And based on this expert system, machine learning, artificial intelligence, develop an approximate result. This is fed to the specialist. The specialist is in the ICU. And in the ICU, then the directions are given to the artificial intelligence and to the patient in question what to take, what time to take, what are the medicines. And this is borrowed from SB Medical Unit Journal, role of artificial intelligence in prescribing a medicine or helping a patient in his various diseases. So this is entirely artificial intelligence based. Entirely. I'm not discussing any complicated terms here. I'm not discussing hot, cold, or storage. Now, yes, I will tell you about this. What is normal standby? What is hot standby in artificial intelligence? Let us say my exchange is dead. Microcontroller went out of road. The entire calls, the entire things come for a standstill. This is normal standby. Then another exchange has to be switched on. Data has to be transferred. It takes hours. Like when we were there in Lucknow command headquarters, we transferred the entire data over a matter of 12 hours of only 2,000 subscribers. Nowadays, the thing is you have hot standby. You have two microprocessors working simultaneously. And artificial intelligence software is same in both the sides. And it is matching. Resonance is happening. Let us say one of the microprocessor malfunctions. The other microprocessor will take on its task without any knowledge, without any inference to the user, like the dual twin technology. It also has a hot standby. Artificial intelligence software is the same, and they carry out, let us say one of the microprocessor failed, the other one is working. So we have a standby operation plan in 100% of the AI processes. Now, implementation is like AI house to the first is the data collection and analytics. Now everything is through computers. So you need not bother. Like in our time, we used to have you seen working with this Mike Fortran? We used to have cards. And for each alphabet, word is a card is to be there with holes slashed in. First row, first column, first row, second column, A, B, C, etc. Then E, F, G, so many. And let us say that bundle we were supposed to take up in TDC, which used to process this card. And if by chance the bundle failed, we are lost. Come back, it will take 4 hours to sort the cards, holograph cards, and then program. So these days, all these anomalies or abnormalities are removed, and even X-rays, MRI, MRS, whatever you call it, brain scans are kept, stored, used by hot standby microprocessors. Accordingly, using deep learning techniques, the researchers developed a computer neural network for the patient, and it has the manifestation of the patient in its machine language. And based on the past experiences, whatever optimization technique we discussed, it gives you an output that that the patient is having malaria, patient is having fibrosis, patient is having pneumonia, cardiac arrest, anything, brain stroke, how to prevent, what to do, like CPR. These days, the artificial based machine is automatically providing the CPR. You need not pump the chest and wait for the breath to come up. It is already giving a shock based on the machine inputs, and the patient tends to survive in case there is a scope of him surviving. Model development is used. After that, validation and testing. They are done in workshops by scientists, including the doctors. And overall picture is surfaced for how to carry out the diagnosis, how to treat the patient, what are his operations suggested, and finally, it is dealt with the clinical implications. The output of the validation and testing is then given to the doctors to integrate with their clinical practices. They integrate and they also experiment. Like in chemistry, when we have the synthesis or whatever you call chemical test, etc. We used to see integrate, whether the liquid will integrate with falana liquid and all, KMNO4 or whatever you call. And we used to give that particular domain. Let us say a blood pressure patient, 160, 180, needs his blood pressure to be normalized. What are his exercises set? What are his treatment? Amlip 5 to be given, Talvez to be given, so many things alternative. But these will confine based on the patient's characters, only one or two medicines, which have equal properties. Forget the salt. Now, once the clinical integration is confirmed, is passed, 100,000, then this model becomes a guideline for 100% of the officers to help the patients in distress. Accordingly, you may have double twin. Why not? This model becomes an experiment for all future aviation aircrafts to have test bed in the laboratory down below on the earth to rectify a plane's fault while flying in the air, much to the comfort of the passengers. Otherwise, the moment the plane goes to a turbulence, you must have seen quite a lot of guys get heart attack. Nothing of this sort will happen. The plane will be stabilized using the double twin. Robots will be used to uplift and detect the mine. Earlier, we used to use either monkeys or man to detect the mines, and most of our Paramveer Chakra, etc., has his hand or legs blown off because of mine detection. Here, nothing. Artificial intelligence knows by sensing the Earth's magnetic or the resonance, etc., where actually is the Earth mine hidden. It then gives an imprinted data to the officer in charge engineers to locate these mines and to uproot them. Earlier, men were uprooting it. Today, tanks are uprooting the mine. Earlier, monkeys were being used. Then humans became into being, and today machines are doing. So you can imagine the manpower that is being prevented from having their limbs operated or amputated, etc. It has helped. It has done wonders. Be it the travel industry, the medical industry, be it the research industry, be it the Sanskrit, be it the Gita, be it the Mahabharata. Everything is now embedded into AI system. It knows most of the things that you have. So with this, we now infer what happens with the AI-powered research or diagnostic system that was studied here in the case of medical research. Accuracy and efficiency. Hit and trial is completely avoided in case you have the AI at your backup. So the patient gets a breather. He gets an assurance that he will improve. Man ka acha, to sab changa wala. And he will be helped by this AI. And AI, of course, your monopoly. It is your brain. It is your patent. So efficiency improves, accuracy improves. Earlier, it used to take hit and trial method 2 months. Now it may maximum 1 week to have your system restored. Interpretation, efficiency, interpretation of the disease, etc., was done through this case. Now, high sensitivity and specificity in testing. Now, there are, there is one which is known as allergy test. There are over a million of allergies. With this multi-level bed testing for allergies, you put the patient on it, the AI-based software will intercept and infer that which allergy is he suffering. Is it from pollen grains, or is it from flour, or is it from जो kitchen में हम छौंक लगा देते हैं उसका effervescence, or it is some scent, anything. So allergy, millions of allergy with this AI power will be confined to dust and pollen. One, to let us say what you call steam or whatsoever. These allergies, rose allergies, flower allergies, stem allergies, grass allergies, all these will be confined to one odd out of a million. Now, here doctors have this test level bad. They come out with 13, 14 allergies. He doesn't know which allergy to be, how to cure it. Here it gives you specific allergy and how to cure it. You take these things and then final testing, etc. It has also reduced the time required. Multi-level bed testing, there's a waiting period of 1 week here in Ajmer. I don't know what is there in Delhi, etc. But it is not easy also, and it is costly also, costing around 13,000, 14,000, and then it takes time also. So here it is automatic. It is in the chamber, and there you can go. Like I told you, APJ Kalam, when he devised this pilot aptitude basic test, you need not have a virtual plane. You just have simulation of cockpit, controls, etc. Let the aspirant pilot sit there, and on the machine, you come to know whether he'll be able to guide the plane safely or not. Now, over a period of time, the successful implementation of this AI has revolutionized the medical sciences. Patients are coming all over the world to India because we lead as far as AI-based treatment is concerned. USA, number two, UK, even UK NHS is lagging, but we have successful implementation of AI in medical diagnostics, and doctors are doing wonders. So the impact is automatic. You yourself will imagine once this lecture concludes that AI in your research, you need not go to various नई सड़क दिल्ली में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है जहां डिग्रियां दुकान पे मिल जाती हैं. यहाँ AI से आप अपनी डिग्री लीजिए इज्जत के साथ. What happens is you go to नई सड़क, अच्छा हाँ 20,000 LPO की डिग्री, वेट करो 12 महीने. Here your research finishes within 6 months. Take the RDC, tell your guru or tell your guide, sir, I have completed my research with the help of AI. Should there be anything, you let me know. He himself will be at a loss what help to be rendered to you as his scholar, his or her scholar. So, gentlemen, I conclude here. I have taken it in a very, very simple way so that we understand how AI is beneficial in almost all the domains. Almost all the domains. Tourism, yes, ticket on the table, flight on the table, what food will you be served, which is your destination hotel. If you see that IRCTC has, with the help of its AI embedded software, it has also integrated the Ola taxi. Let us say I'm going to Bombay, let us say, on 16th, and I'm landing at Borivali, and I wanted to go to Manar. So if I want to use Ola taxi, that is also integrated. Now, all this is happening how? Ola is different, IRCTC is different, and even bus is different. But if you want to have all this, it is there in irctc.co.in. Everything integrated. Your adventure activity, your athletics. I'm very fond. I've been an avid sportsman, donning the colors of India for the weightlifting, and I used to play from Sangamitra Club. And in fact, in case you are from BIT Misra Ranchi, I was the founder of the Jharkhand State Sports Promotion Council, and most of its officials are from my team. Gurvinder Singh is there, Arjun Awardee is there, so many boxers are there, athletes are there. So in athletics, when we were doing weightlifting, there was no books, there was no coach, and we used to do basically pure गांव की तरह, घुमा देना तख्ता and इस तरह. These days, they have you in your air-conditioned gym how to lift about your artificial illness so that your muscle rupture is not there. Earlier athletes, whosoever athletes are there, he either has a tennis elbow or he has a lumbar canal stenosis. Now, with the advantage of AI system, you will not hear Carl Lewis falling in. You will not hear boxers having mind problem, like Muhammad Ali. So, artificial intelligence has developed a coaching program. For the educationate, it comes out with choose your own timetable, choose your own teacher, choose your own time. So many other things are kind courtesy, artificial intelligence. And it is happening. There is someone who, there are some, let us say, athletes who took up AI as their basis and they came out with this research. You need not, like in our time, everyone fighting or wrestling daily, daily, daily. It helps you. These days, they have this circuit training. You may be a weightlifter, you may be anything, you may be runner, but there are certain circuits you are supposed to do in a matter of 2-3 minutes. Like when commando, when we were taught how to eat snakes. It was very difficult. First to bloody catch a snake, then to tear its skin, grind it into fine particles, put it in a जो सुई वो लकड़ी होती है उसमें डालो और फिर उसको आग पे झलकते हुए एंड देन यू मेक इट लाइक वेफर्स एंड देन यू ईट इट आजकल तो इट इज ऑटोमेटिक everything the guy is made to know that taste of the snake this wafers and finally he is supposed to eat it. So this is the things you must have seen Khatron Ke Khiladi. Everything, the strength of the rope, everything is calculated through AI. Then, not only that, it is a leverage to the elderly citizen who walk on crutches. Like that athlete I told you, that poor 17 years old girl, Aka, she doesn't have her hands, but still she won a gold medal in the recent Paralympics. Ladies and gentlemen, with this I conclude my number on the viewfoil. Should you have any questions, please shoot. I'll be able to answer. Or you have my email ID from Dr. Amir. He'll take care of. I'll also hand over this presentation to him for his further circulation. Thank you so much. I hope I'm being able to drive in some parts of AI into our head. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We can have a few minutes question and answer session.
Why not?
Anyone having any question related to AI and the research? Sir has come up with a lot of detailed knowledge as well as some very insightful case study as well. So, if we can learn something more, sir is so vastly experienced. So, we can have a lot of knowledge. If we have any question, any sort of question, uh, please go ahead. You can unmute and ask your question. Any question? We are waiting. Sir is also here.
Dr. Amit, you have my email ID. Should there be any question, please shoot.
Yes,
Okay.
sir, definitely. If anyone will ask for your email ID, we'll share.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
very heartful gratitude to Dr. Colonel Rakesh Sharma for this insightful views on how AI can be so helpful in our research work, and also some case studies which you have shared was really very informative. And also thanks to all the participants today. There are some faculty member from different institute. There are some head of the department in the house today, and a lot of students from all across the country, and some students are from US and UK also in the house. So very thank you for all of you. And some media persons are there. They will be covering the event in some of the publication houses. Thank you all of you for being here. Tomorrow we'll have another session. Tomorrow's session is on research integrity and emerging trends in interdisciplinary research. So kindly, all of you, please join us on time so that we can start on time. We have two resource persons tomorrow. One for the research integrity session that will start at 6 p.m. sharp, and then we have another important session on emerging trends in interdisciplinary research. And at the end of the event, there will be on Saturday, there will be we'll be sharing Google link because for the certificate you have to submit your attendance and some more information that will be required. So every day participating in the event is necessary, and it will also be very useful for all of us. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you, all of you. Have a very nice evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Amir, and a good night to everyone. Thank you.
Good night, sir.
Good night, sir. Good night.